Shalom, shalom. This is Shalomah from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Wadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. They're teaching rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who today are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so I want to go into the kingdom and how everything is going to be perfect. All right. Even the Lord's chosen people, Israel, are going to be made perfect in that day. So without further ado, I'm going to start out with Revelations. Let's start with Revelations chapter 12 and verse 10. And it's going to start with the downfall of Esau Edom, who is the so-called white man. All right. So right now, as you see, his kingdom is crumbling. So he's trying to go into a digital currency, which we already know what that is. That's going to be the mark, of this beast system talked about in Revelations 13, which is the next chapter over. He's pushing that. The Lord has brought plagues on this place. All these different uproars, people coming up against the governments pretty much giving up on the people. So they're trying to make it a one world thing, which this is all prophecy and it's not going to work. All right. So Revelations chapter 12 and verse 10 said, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the accuser of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren, Salaki, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down." Who is the accuser of our brethren? That's Esau Edom. So this kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, is going to start with Esau Edom being cast down. All right. It says, which accused them before our power day and night. So, Esau is trying to make it seem like we the worst people on the planet when he's really the worst man on earth right now. All right. Verse 11, it says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death." Yeah, because we really hate this place. This is really not living. We just surviving. We just trying to make it to the kingdom. We trying to endure to the end. Those of us that's in the truth, and even those of us that's still into the world, this is not living. Being poor, living check to check. Trying to catch a break here, trying to catch a break there, and never receiving rest. But real soon, all that's going to change. So let's go over to Revelations 21 real quick. Because everything is going to be made new in the kingdom. And I'm going to start at, let's start at, let me go back. Revelations 21, we're going to start at verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there were no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." All right, so who's the bride? The bride are the men of Israel, really Israel. It's not talking about women. It's talking about Israel. And when it said the holy city, New Jerusalem, that's talking about a people. So the Lord is going to come back. He's going to beam up the elect while everything else is being destroyed. Going to be made perfect and brought back down in those chariots. And that's going to be New Jerusalem. And once the elect come back, they're going to set the rest of the earth in order. And people are going to rejoice. All right. And it says, I'm going to keep reading. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is with men. See, going back to the bride, that's not talking about, a woman as a bride. That's talking about Israel. And right here it says, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men. And it says, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. All right. And it says, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. So this is truly the everlasting life that Yahweh shall promise us all throughout the New Testament. No more sorrow, no more tears, no more death. It says, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. It says, he that sat upon the Slaki, it says, he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. So let's go into the all things new. That's talking about Israel. And then it's going to be new rulership on the earth. The earth is not like the Lord is not creating a whole nother earth right now. It's still going to be the same earth. Scriptures say the earth abideth forever. I believe that's in Ecclesiastes. All right. So we're still going to have the same earth. It's just going to be new rulership. And those that's in control are going to become slaves. And the scriptures even say, let me see. Say he saw it. I'm going to search for it. It says servants on horse. It is already in there. I believe that's in Ecclesiastes too. Okay, here it is. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7. It says, I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right. So who are the servants that's upon the horses? Esau Edom. Esau Edom was made to be a servant, but right now he's wicked and he's controlling the earth with his wickedness. And who are those princes that's walking the earth as servants right now? That's talking about Jake, Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. So we're the servants, we're the princes walking as servants right now. All right. Let's go to Isaiah 14 real quick. I believe it's verse 3 that I want to get. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from the fear and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Right. So going back to Revelations 21, when the Lord said he was going to wipe away all tears, this is written over and over. The Lord is going to redeem his people and set them up to be rulers. This is just punishment. All right. And this is talking about the downfall of those that's in rulership right now. But let me get verse 8. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Right. Because ever since Esau Edom has been in power, it's been nothing but war and hatred and wickedness throughout the earth. But finally, everything is going to be in peace. All right. starting with the elect of Israel being made perfect. And I'm gonna get that real quick in Ezekiel, which it also Ezekiel 11, and it also says the same thing in Hebrews chapter 8. But let's go to Ezekiel first. It says, and I will give them one heart, and I will give them one heart, and I will put new spirit within you. That's the things made new. We're gonna have new. It's really gonna be. You're gonna have the law in you. That's what this is talking about. We're not gonna go off again. The Lord is gonna put the law in our inward parts. And it says, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and I will give them a heart of flesh. Right, because over and over we disrespected our power, which is the power of the universe, the most high power, whose name is Yahweh. You know, we kept going off worshiping other powers, fake gods, pagan gods. We still doing the same thing today, but all that's about to be corrected with this destruction that's coming. All right, verse 20, it says that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. So the Lord is going to redeem his people and make them perfect. And we are going to judge the nations. All right, let's go to Hebrews, since I mentioned it, because it mentions the same thing. Hebrews 8 and verse 8. It says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. All right. And this is the New Testament talking about a new covenant for Israel and Judah, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. It says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord Yahweh. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. And what days is talking about? The rulership of Esau Edom. After Esau Edom is brought down and the Lord redeem his people, he's going to make a new covenant, and this is when Jacob's going to be made perfect bodies, perfect spirit. It says, I will put my laws in their mind, and I will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. All right, so hey, it's going to be straight perfection on earth, and these other nations are going to get beat into submission. That sounds pretty rough, but hey, that's pretty much what it's going to go into. Actually, as a matter of fact, let's get it now. First of all, let's get this. Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 23. It says, thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that the Most High is with you. Right, so they're gonna know that we are the chosen people. Of course, they're gonna know we're the chosen people. We're gonna be perfect. The Lord is gonna make us perfect. Even these days, you know, going in these last days and these last hours and minutes of this current world, you know, people are gonna understand and realize who we are, which is actually already happening. You know, they're gonna understand who we are. They're going to know that we're the chosen people in that time. All right. Let's now go to Micah chapter 4, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord," what that mountain is talking about? That's talking about a government, a ruling body. All right. And who is the ruling body of the Lord? Israel. It says that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains. So Israel is going to be set above all nations, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. All right. And many nations shall come and say, "Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the Most High of Jacob," the power of Jacob. All right. Now, you're not going to have nations coming into the kingdom of heaven. All right. There's going to actually be a kingdom. They're not going to be coming over to the Holy Land. It's not going to happen. They can't even visit. They're going to be outside or either working as servants. They're not going to enjoy none of our kingdom. All these other nations had their time. They had their time to rule. They had their time to have Israel in captivity. Now Israel is going to have all you other nations in captivity. But you're gonna like it because it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna go into that. Of course, you can't. What's gonna happen if you get out of line. But everything is gonna be made perfect. It says, "And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the house. Salaki, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, into the house of the Most High, the power of Jacob, and He will teach us His ways, and we will walk in His paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem." So we're gonna have to teach the other nations how to behave in that time. It says, "And He shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." So it's going to be the most peaceful time. And this is going to be forever. This is forever. Like after this World War III and those nuclear missiles destroy America, completely obliterate America, and destroy other parts of the world, that's still going to be able to be repaired and inhabited again. After that happens, everything is going to be made perfect. Esau, Edom has to be taken down first. All right. It says, "But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord Yahweh of hosts has spoken it." All right. So, hey, there you go. Israel is going to rule over all these nations. Everything is going to be perfect, and we can't wait for that to happen. All right. So that's pretty much the point. Everything will be perfect one day, and we're patiently waiting for that time. So with that, I pray that this was edifying. Once again, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom to the elect and a Bible ball.